My next upload for today's date is with regard to the extensive damage that has been done to my role as a mother and as a professional and as a married mother, property owner. This upload is with regard to how damaging and destructive collective vendettas of hate crime and slander of character are. It's very destructive of adults that have had minuscule development or progress or interaction or communication in a situation or circumstance that has had far-reaching effects, and to bring that positive development that is far-reaching, that far-reaching progress into a destructive demise, that's highlighting the abuse of power and the individuals that aren't mature enough to use power properly. So there's the concept of powerful and powerless, and there are some people in this world, unfortunately, that are powerless in other people's homes and families, that they have to be destructive in trying to demonstrate their power. So as I've highlighted throughout these uploads, my hierarchy of needs has been brought into a state of demise, and my personal life has been violated, and my personal information has been altered and defamed. I have a clean track record, and I'm just going to keep reiterating that. And I have far-reaching work experiences at home and abroad. And it's astonishing, since I became a married woman, that so much destruction has been caused. The individuals and their qualifications are dubious, questionable, and I query their rationale and their moral compass. The issue of identity theft is very dangerous. The issue of property theft, intellectual and creative property theft, that's all very serious in the modern day and age. So there have been individuals helping themselves to my experiences and my credentials and my achievements. And even just prior to COVID-19, it's common knowledge the positive foundations that I have laid for progress. It's really unfortunate that professionals have not been respectful or considerate of these facts. And it's highly concerning that women of all ethnicities, age groups, backgrounds, etc., have been aware of the assault of my character since becoming a married mother to my husband, a property owner. The issue of people that have discussed a couple's private life without any accuracy or honesty and being highly disrespectful is just very insensitive, and it's just one of the other factors that I've had to contend with. So there have been intruders into my marital home and family, and there have been individuals speaking out of place and living in a place where they shouldn't be living. There's a threat to my identity by individuals that are of a destructive nature. Now, as a universal light worker, the individuals that have intruded upon me and that have developed from my light body and exploited circumstances and taken credit for work that they have not done, all aspects and areas, including the creative and the intellectual work and the spiritual work, and the legislative work. These are the 4 pillars of my achievements that are being disrespected. And considering the growth of progress in the past even 3 years, to have this reception of threat to my identity and my personal belongings by slanderers and frauds and thieves and trespassers is highly concerning, that it's not being addressed. And it has been brought to the attention of the relevant state agencies and establishments and bodies of humanitarian work and peacekeeping, etc., and reconciliation and such and so forth. Since 2018, 2019, my entitlement to state protection and my full constitutional rights respected, and my royal patronage absolutely paramount in a priority of safekeeping, safeguarding my person and being. So it's very serious, the amount of liable instances that have occurred. It's very serious that these culprits of hate crime have caused so much offence simply because of property. It's very dangerous that there are individuals trying to lay their hands on my belongings and my identity to acquire from my entitlements. So these are the circumstances I'm presented with, and having those 4 pillars affected positively, the disrespect to my family has been awful. It's very questionable how progress is actually happening and for who is the progress occurring. So this is for the United Nations attention with regard to my good work and the exploitation I'm experiencing and the liabilities in society that are negotiating entitlements that aren't of theirs to be negotiating. So this contends with not only my child's identity, but also my properties of my marriage and the issue of individuals disrespecting matrimony of the 30th of the 3rd, 2015. So those that are ignoring Regent's Law, royal patronage entitlements, those ignoring all aspects of my protection that I'm entitled to and that are not meeting their expectations and obligations for reparations that I'm also due, and that have caused disruption and discomfort while I am healing from bodily integrity damages and medical negligence. This is to highlight that these issues of threatening royal patronage of my identity is yet another issue to contend with, that I have not received the sufficient, adequate or relevant assistance from the relevant agencies and establishments of this situation, or that should be facilitating and obliged to facilitate in this situation. So there's a very dangerous occurrence of theft occurring, and I'm awaiting for 3 years these issues to be resolved. And as a professional of good standards, behaviours, ethos, morals and etiquette, those that are trying to lay their hands on my belongings by ill means are now being brought to the attention of the United Nations also. So my property in Ardfort and Kilflynn, and my beautiful child, and my profession, and my accomplishments prior to COVID-19 are all issues that I'd appreciate the United Nations addressing, as well as the issue of being a sacred royal, experiencing very numerous and countless assaults of the faith of individuals that are guilty of offences against the state. So this upload is just a brief explanation of the identity theft and the property theft occurring on behalf of frauds, trespassing and intruding upon my family and I.